Hello, this is Broly SS God, and I'm back with another video. And this topic is about Sony going multi-plat, and I just want to get my opinion on it and my thoughts about. I blame Horoki Toki for a lot of this stuff, as far as games going to PC like a year later. I also blame Shuhei Yoshida, if that's how you pronounce his name. He's the one that wanted the PlayStation games to go to PC. It wasn't Jim Ryan. It wasn't Herman Host. It was Shuhei Yoshida. I'm gonna read this to you guys right now, in case people don't know. It says right here, yes, it is true that for former Sony executive Shuhei Yoshida has stated he was a key figure in advocating for bringing PlayStation games to PC, even when it wasn't initially a core part of Sony's strategy. He believed it was a way to reach new audiences, generate additional revenue, referring to it as almost like printing money due to the relatively lower cost of porting compared to developing new titles. So yeah, guys, it was Shuhei Yoshida's idea to put games on PC. And the thing about it is, you had a lot of people saying, "Well, hey, it's a PC. They don't look at it as a competitor, and they want to put it in China because China has a big market for Chinese people playing games on PC." Okay, they should have just said, "Okay, you know what? We'll just put it in China only, as far as PC. That's it. The rest of the world could be locked off of it from PC." I'm just saying. I'm just being honest. Like, or just don't put it over there at all. They want to, if they want to, play the game like everybody else, buy it on a fucking PlayStation. It was his idea, and in my opinion, that I think when so many people on PlayStation got so comfortable saying that, oh, it's not a competitor, it's just PC. They don't see it as a threat. It made Sony feel like, well, damn, they don't mind our games going to PC, right? They seem so comfortable going to PC far as our, PlayStation fan base. Like there was no big push. I mean, there was a pushback with it, but the fight didn't last long. It didn't last long, and we needed to like back then make the fight last a lot longer, stand strong, and maybe it wouldn't have went to PC. Maybe they would have stopped it. Maybe people was to say, you know what? Hey, look, I ain't gonna lie. I think people did though, like in a way, because a lot of people just stayed on PS4. Because if you noticed it, it took a long time for people like to ship to PS5. So maybe that's how people fought back. In my opinion, maybe they say, you know what? Well, fuck it. Since you want to put it on PC, then I just play my fucking PC. I don't need a PS5. Just saying, they got a PS4 and a PC. They good. Cause to them, their PC is their PS5. And I'm talking about from around the world, not just in China. You see what I'm saying? 'Cause I don't know what the hell they have over there, but over here, I feel like a lot of people here got PS4s and as well. So um, they probably just planning on their PC and skip it to PS5. And now that they're seeing games go to Xbox, and they might have an Xbox, so they're gonna say, "Fuck a PS5, just play it on the Xbox now." You know what I'm saying? Like that gives them no reason to buy a PS5 by what they're doing right now by putting games on Xbox. But we saw the Xbox guys go through this shit as well, and you know what? It's the same with them. Like I feel as though that Phil Spencer should have put games on PlayStation. I have an Xbox. I got one, so it don't make me no difference. They put it over there now. I can play Gears of War on my Xbox. I got Gears of War Ultimate on my Xbox. I got Frozen Motor on my Xbox. I don't need it on my PlayStation. I mean, yeah, it's cool to play it on my PlayStation, but I haven't bought any games yet. But anyway, that's not the point. The point is this: um, if you want to blame somebody, blame Hiroki Toki and blame Shuhei Yoshida, right? Because Hiroki Toki, since he came in, he's what he sit there and say. he's gonna be more aggressive with the PC ports. And when Jim Ryan was there, Jim Ryan said um, the PC ports is gonna be coming, but there'll be no later till 4 years. It'll be 4 years down the road, or 4 to 5 years down the road. Then it get on PC, right? And that still really wasn't cool because, like I said, people don't want it on anything. Period. No matter what kind of time it is. Like a lot of people just don't want their games going anywhere. Period. But that was a whole lot more comforting to people. It's like, okay, well, 5 years, okay, that's doable. Then you know, Horoki comes in and says, 1 year. Now Herman comes in, Herman host says, well, it has to be short down to 2 years. What the fuck? 2 to 3 years, or some shit like that. Man, you know what's funny? Herman said some shit that's pretty much like between Jim Ryan and Herman host, those were the only two that seemed like they were trying to keep PlayStation as it's supposed to be. Back in how it was as being exclusive games and competitive, right? But if you noticed that when Jim Ryan said those games will be 4 years, to go on the PC, Jim got gone. You know what I'm saying? Like he left. Either he left or he got fired or whatever, or he just retired, right? I think he retired though. But they might have put him out. Look at Shigeru Yoshida. They put him out. And you know what? One thing I can say about Shigeru Yoshida, besides the PC ports is fucked up, but as far as him doing something good, he did mention that he knows how Herman Host been like pushing for live service games and all that kind of shit. He said that if he was still in Herman's position, he would have pushed against it, the live service. And he said that, and I feel as though that's the reason why Sony got me up out of there, because he would have pushed against the live service. So that goes to show you guys, Sony is really the ones behind this shit. Like the corporation themselves, they wanted those live service games. That's why Jim Ryan came out and said, "Look, it's live service." Horoki Toki, he's all for it. He's all about money. He doesn't give a fuck about these games. He don't give a fuck about how we feel about this shit. He's in the next Satya Nadella. And Phil Spencer, no, I'm sorry. And Herman Host is pretty much Phil Spencer. They'll say one thing 1 minute and then change it another minute. Now look, I'm gonna say something about the PS5 Pro, right? We had people saying, "Oh yeah, the PS5 Pro is gonna be out for years to come." Sony said they're gonna support the PS5 Pro. Okay, if you noticed it when that PS5 dropped, did you see them supporting that PS4 Pro? Do you see any kind of like PS4 Pro commercials or anything like that? Have you seen any PS4 Pro enhancements or anything? I'm just saying. 'Cause all I've been seeing is the word PS4 and PS5 when a game would drop for the PS5. It was saying PS4 and PS5. I ain't seen the word Pro behind that PS4 Pro, behind the word PS4. No, I didn't. I mean, I'm sure they still got games for the PS4 Pro, but what I'm saying is like it wasn't being marketed like that as far as like being a strong console or enhanced games for the console, no shit like that. So y'all really think that the PS5 Pros will get this? It's going to actually keep getting that same type of love once that PS6 drop? It ain't. I'm sorry, but it's not. They're gonna be focused on that PS6 and that base PS5, OG PS5. Pro will get some games, of course. Yeah, PS5 Pro will get games. What I'm saying is, you're not gonna see the same kind of love no more for that Pro. You're not, and it's gonna fade away like that PS4 Pro did. It's gonna fade away. That ass. You know what I'm saying? And as far as enhancements and all that shit, PS4 Pro enhanced, all that shit. Sorry, PS5 Pro enhanced. Watch those enhancements be like smaller and smaller and smaller. Dead ass. Watch how small them enhancements be on that PS5 Pro. Dead ass serious. But okay, besides that too though, by them putting games on like, you know, Xbox, I really don't see the need to buy the PS6. I mean, I don't know what games are they gonna put on the PS5. If they put up their God of War, oh look, up like this, I will get a PS6 and God of War stays exclusive. Ghost of Steam must stay exclusive. All the big heavy hitters stay exclusive. If they going to go Microsoft route, put all their first party games on all consoles, I have no reason to buy a PS6. None. I don't care about how powerful a console is. I didn't buy my PS5 because how powerful it's supposed to be, even though it's not that powerful. But I bought it because of God of War. Every PlayStation I bought was because of God of War. Besides part PlayStation One, PS2, I played God of War, fell in love with it. PS3, God of War, fell in love with it. You know what I'm saying? Like I bought it for. I'm a huge God of War fan. Everybody else out there, they Japanese fans, of games, what you call JRPGs and all that shit. I'm not really into that kind of shit like that. I'm not no huge anime kind of guy. Like I've been noticing a lot of people these days that love like Souls like games and shit, and niggas playing as samurais. Like I get fatigued with that shit. I mean, sometimes I get sick of just seeing a nigga with a sword with a samurai outfit on. Like I like ninja shit though. Don't get me wrong. I like Ninja Gaiden, hell yeah, but I'm getting tired of samurai shit, bro. The Souls like stamina bar shit. Ugh. But anyway, man. Then they're talking about how they're gonna start dropping like one game a year. So one game a year? That don't sound too exciting. It doesn't sound too exciting to get one game a year. So imagine paying over $7 for a PS5 Pro just for one game a year, and then you want to keep on egging on GTA 6. That's cool about GTA 6 being great on PS5 Pro, but I can give two fucks about that. As long as I can play that game on my console, if it's either a PS5 or a fucking Xbox, I don't care how strong or powerful the console is, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I want a power like that, I get a PC. You know what I mean? Like, I just want a game. And I think a lot of people feel like that. Like, they just want a fucking game. They don't care about no frames per second like that. It's 120 frames. No. Do you think, you know what I'm saying? Like, little Timmy's mother or little Timmy's father gonna go to the store and say, "Excuse me, does Sesame Street run 120 frames per second?" You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Does Elmo run 150 frames per second? No, they're not. They're not gonna ask that question. All they're gonna ask is like, is this how much is this one? $700. That's for the Pro. Okay. How much is that one? Oh, this is the base PS5, man. OG PS5, triple OG PS5. How much is that one? 399 sold. And they gonna ask about how, the bells and whistles and how many frames per second. No, they're not gonna give a fuck about that shit. You know what I'm saying? She will make sure her TV works good with the PS5. As long as they run, hand in hand, she's gonna be happy. And so is little Timmy, or so is the father. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, man. This is just gonna be wild. Cause like, I know I'm all over the subject, all over the place with the subject, but I'm saying it's like, uh, Sony is just, to me, they're all over the place. They got more consoles out and more hardware out than they do games. From a PS5 portal, headsets, controllers. plates. Everything's coming up besides fucking first party games, and it's sad. And I, you know what? And I don't blame Jim Ryan because, like I said, it's their fucking idea. What did that tell you when Shuhei said that? Oh, they put if I was still in there, I would have fought against it, and I feel as that's the reason why they put me out. They pushed me out. So how the hell is that Jim Ryan's fault? You see what I'm saying? That was Sony's fault, bro. Because didn't he? Shuhei left after Jim Ryan left. Jim Ryan been left out. Shuhei Yoshida left out a few months ago, I believe. Jim Ryan been gone. So Jim Ryan didn't push him out, right? And I'm talking about push him out for good out of the business of what, of Sony. I'm not talking about like being pushed out of that position from one to another. Shuhei got pushed out of, he got pushed out, period. They fired his ass or he left out, quit, whatever, but he's up out of there. Yeah, so like I said again, it was Shuhei's idea for the PC ports, and I'm surprised it wasn't his idea for the live service shit. No bullshit, right? But now we gotta focus on Haruki Toki. This dude is gonna destroy PlayStation. He's gonna destroy it. He's Satya Nadella, little brother or big brother. I don't know, but this motherfucker is a problem. We need to get him up out of there. He has to go. He does. He doesn't give a fuck about gaming. And all those games we have from like Jim Ryan, like Spider Man. Hey, look, before I get into that, I'm gonna say something real quick. And I know people's gonna hate this shit, but I can get too fast. I feel as though Sony should put like, okay, Stellar Blade, that game looked like a damn PS4 game or a PS3 game to me. I don't give two fucks. Nobody say that shit look outdated as fuck with graphics. I'm sorry, I'm just being real. It can run to me. They should have put that on PS4. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. Should have put it on PS4 and skip PC. Dead ass. Uh, what else? What's the other damn game? Helldivers 2. They're like they run on PS4 too. You know what I'm saying? Like they could have put that on PS4, but yeah, they put shit like the Lego game on Nintendo. That could have went to PS4 as well, right? To me, I feel like this: you are shooting yourself in the foot when it comes to your fans, because like when they see you do shit like that, they're like, "Well, damn, they don't give a fuck about us." Now, people say like, "Well, they putting games on other platforms for them to get into like changing their mind to go to a PS5." Then why can't you have that same mentality for the PS4 players? Let them play that game and say, "Well, damn, this is a good game. Maybe I should try this on PS5." I mean, if you got the same mentality for Nintendo Switch players and Xbox players and fucking PC players, then why y'all skipping the PS4 so damn much, right? And I just saw the Nintendo Direct, and Nintendo still putting games on their Switch. They still supporting their Switch, which is good. So Nintendo's not gonna miss their money. Now, if Sony want to make money like that, they got a huge player base on PS4. Get your money from your PS4 players. They make more money. They make more money when they put games on both platforms instead of just saying, "Okay, we're going to scratch out the PS4 and just put it on PS5 and PC." And then when you look at the player base from the PS5 era, it's like, so it's like, okay, where's the numbers up for the PlayStation? You're only using half of your player base. You're not even using your full player base. You're not using both sides. You're only using PS5 only. No, we need to use PS4 and PS5. That's how you get your money. And another thing too, I know more stuff. I'm one of those players with this shit. They need to start enhancing these PS5 games. If Xbox put out Hellblade 2 enhanced, then why don't I see the word enhanced by my PS5 when I want to buy the game? Why don't I see the word enhanced beside my PS5 in the in the store? But you got it for the PS5 Pro, right? Enhanced for PS5 Pro. Y'all can do that shit for base PS5 too. OG PS5. Xbox do it for their fucking consoles. Enhanced shit, right? But see, y'all don't want to do that. Y'all don't want to make the OG PS5 look too fucking good over that Pro. That's why y'all don't have to. Cause I know that shit rocks. Okay, it says on the Hellblade shit that it says enhanced edition, right? So why doesn't it say that beside the PS5, OG PS5, in the description saying enhanced, like it says for that PS5 Pro, enhanced, bitch motherfuckers. But y'all want to do that shit though. Anyway, back to Horoki Toki. I know I'm jumping around, but like all he cares about is money. I mean, of course they do, but like he cares about money over everything else, um, and I feel as though it's gonna ruin PlayStation. It really is. Like it's gonna ruin them its console sales. You're already seeing it dwindling, fading out now because you got so many people mad about them putting on shit on PC. Now you see how mad people got when they found out about Helldivers 2, right? And I didn't realize Helldivers 2 was actually owned by Sony as a first party. I thought it was a second party. But I was wrong about that. Now imagine how people gonna feel when they start seeing shit like God of War going on that fucking Xbox. It's a wrap. I'm not saying it is. I'm not saying it won't. But with that nigga Hiroki Toki in that place, it ain't no telling, guys. Ain't nothing to see right now until we know for sure. Ain't nothing safe with him. Nothing over there is safe. You know? It seemed like what happened was to me is like they got rid of everybody in PlayStation that was with the old ways, the ones that want to keep shit close to the heart for as far as like exclusives and the way they do things. Like they got rid of those people, Jim Ryan, um, Shuhei Yoshida, somewhat. Like I say, he's the one who put the shit on PC in the first place. Uh, I don't know, man, but like Jack Tretton, Sean Layton, those were the good guys that I remember right there as far as like, PlayStation. So like they need to bring them back. One of the two, especially Jack Trent. He was pretty cool, man. But I don't know, guys. I don't know if I'm buying a P. I'm not buying. I'm definitely not buying a Pro. I don't see no need to buy a Pro. And that's another thing too is everybody's hyping up GTA 6. Oh my God, it's the best way to play on the Pro. Who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck? Nobody cares about, cause it's gonna run better. So the fuck what? 'Cause it looks just as good on the base PS5, bruh. OG PS5, triple OG PS5. You know, like damn. And it's sad. It's like the sad thing about it is like you gotta rely on one damn game, one fucking game. To me, does not justify. Well, I can't say that because I do it for God of War, but like. But the thing about it, I buy it for more than just God of War. But God of War is like my main thing. Probably about a PlayStation period though. But I like more games than that. But the thing is, like Sony stopped making games like Twisted Metal. They stopped making games like Heavenly Sword. They just stopped making games that I love. So God of War is like one of the last exclusives that I love from Sony. I'm not like dropping the ball in so many ways. And back to what I was saying about Grand Theft Auto is like, I think it's sad that we got to rely on one game just to justify buying a PS5 Pro. Really, one game just to say, oh look, this is how it's gonna look on the Pro. It's gonna run 100 some frames or 60 frames on the. You know what's crazy? Now, P, uh, PS4, and I think it was what GTA 5, and it came out at 30 frames per second, I believe. I don't know. I mean, like, I never really a frames guy like that. Never have been. I didn't. When it came out, I just played the game. I didn't give a fuck about how many frames it was. Never counted that shit. I just played to have fun. But anyway, later on, I remember that I think Rockstar had did some shit like they had put a patch in for it to run at 60 frames per second, I believe, and they did it. Later on down the line, they did this shit. They gave it 60 frames per second, right? So they can do the same thing with the PS5 and the Xboxes. They could run that at 60 frames per second too, but for some reason, because Sony got the marketing rights, which is pretty much holding back the game from coming out this year to next year. Because Sony wants this shit to run so good on the fucking PS5 Pro. That's all it is. They want to market the hell out of that Pro with GTA 6. And I think that's crazy for us to have to wait till for the GTA 6 to drop on the Pro just for the launch for us GTA 6. You know, but as far as the PS6, I think it's going to have to do a lot more than what it's doing now, even for the Pro, for that thing to sell, and especially if they're going to sell it for a high price. I don't know, guys. Like, at least with the Xbox, Raw Rule Ally, whatever, at least they have Steam on that joint, you know? So they don't have to be locked down to like the Sony store. Sony, I don't know what they gonna do to sell that PS5, that PS6 Pro. I'm sorry, I keep saying Pro, but the PS6. I don't know how they gonna sell it now. If they're gonna put games day and date, as far as first party games, I don't know how they gonna sell that on PS6. If they talk about they're selling older games, now like if I was Sony, I would not put games like God of War up there. I'd give them some old shit like Ape Escape. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just being real. Like, why would you put your even your older first party games on it? I wouldn't do that. No, I wouldn't do that. I would just like sell them some older games, just like Ape Escape, uh, Forspoken. Yeah, I want a live service game. Give them phone stars. That's phone stars is up there. Have some fun with phone stars. You know what I'm saying? Like, give them games. They already gave them Predator Hunting Grounds. That's like a third party game. Give them some shit like that. Godfall. That's a decent game. Bug Snacks. Like I do shit like that. Ain't no one else sitting there give you my first party OG games, newer games, that's first party. Hell to the no. You gotta be fucked up. But you got other streamers out here, YouTubers out here. Oh yes, get that bag. Those games are not doing anything. They're not doing anything. They will sell somebody put a system up. They could do something then. Let them buy a system. They could do something right then. Buy the PS5. And buy that 2018 Spider Man or 2016, whatever it was, Spider Man. Play it like that. That's why I thank God I kept my consoles, because like these days, these companies and developers are not bringing back titles that we love, titles that we miss, titles that we grew up on, like Motor Storm, Heavenly Sword, Twisted Metal. Um, yeah, they're not bringing them back. So that's why I'm glad I got my PS3. Go back to my old games, play those like Splatterhouse, Castlevania, Lords of the Shadows, um, Heavenly Sword. I got that up on PS3. Like because people like you know Horoki Toki and the other guy Nino, whatever his name is, they're not gonna bring those games back. Look at how long it's been since we seen Heavenly Sword. They went and made. You know what's funny? Horizon Forbidden West is a cool game, right? But y'all already had a established IP with Heavenly Sword. Why didn't they go that route? Why didn't they go that route? They own the IP, you know. They own the IP for it, but they want to sit there. They want to fix the fucking Horizon Forbidden West, which did well. It's doing well. Don't get me wrong, it is. But like, I'd rather have played fucking Heavenly Sword than Horizon Forbidden West. That's just my opinion. But that's just my thoughts, guys. How you guys feel about Hiroki Toki? Do you feel as though he's ruining PlayStation, or do you feel as though like he's making PlayStation better? Do you feel as though that Shuhei Yoshida did the right thing by putting games on PC, or do you feel as though Shuhei was the cause of us going multi-plat now because by him putting shit on PC, at all, um, pretty much gave Sony the okay to say, you know what, let's go ahead and put it on on the other platform besides PC. Or do you feel as though it could be Xbox's doing for the reason why Sony's going multi-plat because how Xbox put games on their platform, and it's doing well on their platform. Maybe Sony say, you know what, we want to try it ourselves and see how it goes. It could be that too, But I still blame Hiroki Toki for like, and it's just Shuhei for going PC and for Hiroki for like um being more aggressive putting games on PC and also putting games on Xbox because it's just weird, man. And another thing before I go to is always remember that these companies lie. Sony lied about Concord, so everybody, yeah, Concord is going to be around for years to come. Years to come is Concord, 10 plus years of Concord. I kept telling people, like, bruh, I don't mean no harm. I don't see that game being around for a long period of time. Oh, nah, 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 nah. Sony's going to keep this around. I said, look, $40 for a game like that, and everybody's hating on it, it ain't going to last. What happened? Game been shut down in a week or so. So basically, Sony lied. So y'all really think that Sony's gonna keep that PS5 Pro around for so long? No. I mean, it's gonna be around, but like not the way y'all guys think. It's gonna get less love for that damn Pro. I'm trying to tell you guys. You're gonna see less and less improvements, less and less big kind of like um noticeable things about that fucking those games on PS5 Pro. I'm not gonna say far as first party, that's probably different. Of course, you might see some good stuff, but as far as third party, you're not. I'm telling you right now. A lot of people will be like saying, you know what? I gotta do the PS6, I gotta do a PS5 and a fucking Pro. Shit. Okay, look. I mean, but there's more PS5s out there, and PS6 is coming out now than a fucking PS4 Pro, 5 Pro, right? So what they're gonna do is like, okay, well, we're gonna make it extra crispy on the PS6. PS5 Pro, just make it a little noticeable, but not too much. And the PS5, we gotta be a little bit shy, baby, because like everybody got a fucking PS5. So watch what happened with that. Watch, watch. That PS6 gonna shut that PS5 Pro down with third party and second party people. Why do you think Sony got always got to run to a developer with their fucking devs, with their people, their teams, work on PS5 Pro games? Telling you guys, we're like, you guys, you're gonna see, bro. You're gonna see, cause like, have you been noticing how the Pro has to be worked on so much? So many updates, 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 update. Every game, every time I look, the Pro has to be updated for this, updated for that, updated for that. Like, bruh, you mean tell me without them actually enhancing the game themselves that the Pro can't run it on its own? Like a PC would, a PC can do it, right? So the pros gotta be okay. Developers gotta actually uh pretty much put their, you know, everything into it to make that game look flawless on the pro, right? But let's just say the game does not work the way it's supposed to, as far as the enhancements. Why doesn't the pro work out those kinks on its own? You see what I'm saying? Like, if it's supposed to be so fucking powerful, but yet the game doesn't run the way it's supposed to run, or look the way it's supposed to look. So they gotta go back in there, update this, update that, update this, update that. No, bruh, that's a waste of money, dog. It is. It really is. But anyway, that's all I gotta say, guys. Like, if you got an OG PS5, keep your OG PS5. Enjoy your game, man. You had to worry about no going out there buying no fucking $7 for a PS5 Pro. Especially when they're about to put games everywhere, any fucking way. What's the point? You can play this shit on your fucking tablet, play it on your laptop, play it on your watch, on your fuck nigga. Play it on your app, on your TV. They about to put it on TVs anyway. They about to put it on all kind of shit. They go on the Xbox route, guys. They about to be a app. When they when motherfuckers start seeing shit everywhere for PlayStation, if that happens, that's a big F. They're gonna become an app. Sega, that ass there. It's like, what's the point of owning a fucking PlayStation? So this could be my last console PlayStation. I might not buy a PS6. If that happens, I might not buy a PS6. Well, for what? So I can sit here and brag, oh, I got the most powerful console. I got the most powerful console. Oh, it hits 100 and 200. I can give two fucks about how many frames per second the bitch can hit. I don't care. I don't. I go with my PS3, I can play Bloody Roar 2, and that shit look just a jagged as hell, boxed up looking characters. And I'm not talking about no damn frames and how. No, I don't do that. I just play the game and have fun. That's it. Damn. Like, it's just weird how motherfuckers are so supposed to be like console player, but they're so much into PC shit. It's like I'm listening to PC niggas talk about consoles, and I'm sitting. It's weird. Like I'll be thinking to myself, like, are these niggas actually PC niggas or what the fuck? All they talk about is just frames and this and that and this and that. And it's like, okay, GPUs this and bottleneck that. Yeah, right. Anywho, I just want to see some gameplay. I really don't give a fuck about frames and shit. And then yeah, motherfuckers putting on frame counters. Look, without the frame counters, they don't know shit. But all they can say is, oh, it feels laggy and jaggy when it's 30 frames per second. It's laggy and jack. Bro, I can play it at 30 frames, no problem. I don't have no issues playing at 30 frames or 60. I don't give a fuck what frame it is. As long as I'm not lagging, I'm okay with it. I'm sure. I'm serious. Like if I'm lagging, I'm like, yo, okay, this is fucked up. But if I'm not lagging like that, I don't see no lag. I don't feel no lag. I'm good. I am. That's why I didn't buy a Pro. It's like I don't buy shit for no damn for no frame per second. I got a laptop right here. If I want to play fucking games on, like if I want to play a PC shit, some frames I can play on my laptop, bro. And that's like I got a console to play a console. It's not a PC. I don't need no 4090 fucking PlayStation. That's one of a console. I played Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis. I was thinking about no. I wonder how many frames was here. No, I care about no frames, nigga. Playing like Killer Instinct, Mortal Kombat 2, Mortal Kombat 3, and I wasn't counting no frames. I didn't think about no frames. Even my PS4, I did not think about no damn frames. I never heard the word frames at all. So like the PS5. All of a sudden now I'm hearing about frame this and frame that and frame this. I can get two fucks. GTA 6 ran at 30 frames and I can still get two fucks. I don't care. But you know what I care about? My games going to other consoles. I care about that shit. I care about my games going to PC a year later. I care about that shit. I care about having a CEO in an office that don't give a fuck about gaming. I care about that shit. That's more important to me. And I think it's important to also call out these niggas like Hiroki Toki and also Shuhei Yoshida, even though he's been gone by now, but like call him out. All I ever see people do is call out just Jim Ryan, Herman Host, Jim Ryan. They are so stuck up Japanese Japanese niggas asses. They don't want to call them out. And it's sad to see even black folks that think they fucking Japanese. So they all focus on anime shit. They don't want to talk about Japanese. I'm not being racist, I'm just being real. Like the motherfucker, he is the problem. Is Horoki Toki. And the rest of Sony above him is the fucking problem. But they always want to keep focusing on Jim Ryan. Jim been gone, nigga. Been gone. Hiroki Toki's the one that canceled Spider-Man. Hiroki Toki's the one that canceled Twisted Metal multiplayer. Canceled all those games. So remember, Jim been gone after those cancellations. Hiroki Toki came in and canceled all that, gutted everybody, all the studios, and all that. I ain't heard nobody talk bad about Hiroki Toki though. Everything about Jim Ryan. Jim Ryan. Jim, no, 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 no. Jim is gone. Sorry, bro. I want to see more thumbnails of Hiroki Toki ass and shoot ass on thumbnails. Jim is gone. That's a wrap in the story. Herman Host has another position now. He doesn't do the same position he had before. In the story with him too. Say Yoshida, not Yoshida, Hiroki Toki, and that nigga Nino, the new guy that took over Herman's spot. Those two are the ones in charge now. Hiroki Toki and the guy Nino. So when Nino fucks up, I want to see thumbnails on his ass. Him and the Hiroki Toki. I want to see those niggas up there being called the fuck out. Brimstone and fire on the thumbnails around their faces. So everybody like to attack Jim Ryan, bro. Like I'm not trying to defend him, but like, yeah, call it how you see it. Like the nigga Lisa here said, I give PC ports 4 years. Cause I don't think he even wanted it to be on. He didn't want it to be on PC. So that's why he said I give it 4 years. Next thing you know, Jim is up out of there out of that after that ABK deal. Up out of there. Um. All right, guys, that's just about it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and if so, please like, share, subscribe. Take it easy. God bless and my love.